Okay, so we are doing passage one and we solved to some extent. And I think we got, I was talking about what should be the formulas for integral e power ax cos bx and e power ax sin bx. I even said that to apply integration by parts twice, you'll get the question back. But anyway, you're studying complex numbers parallelly. So I'll give a complex number approach to this question, deriving those formulas. Again, we'll come back to this passage. I am interested in deriving two formulas. I want to combine both of them. Integral e power ax cos bx dx plus I into integral e power ax sin bx dx. I will find answer for this integral. Okay. Okay. I will find answer for this integral. In that, real part will be answer for this, imaginary part will be answer for this. Right? Okay. So if I take e power ax common, I can write cos bx plus I sin bx dx. Cos theta plus I sin theta is cis theta. So this is cis bx, which is e power ax into cis theta is e power I theta. So you can write e power I bx dx, which is e power ax plus I bx dx, which is integral e power a plus ib times x dx. It is simply e power some constant into x. Integral is e power kx will be e power kx by k. So I can write e power a plus ib into x by a plus ib. But now to separate the real part and imaginary part, I have to rationalize the denominator. So I'm going to write this as e power ax into e power ibx by a plus ib, multiply with a minus ib and a minus ib. This is e power ax. This is cis bx, which I can write cos bx plus I sin bx into a minus ib, and denominator is a square plus b square plus c. Now, when I separate the real parts and imaginary parts, if you look at the real part, it will come e power ax by a square plus b square into a cos bx plus b sin bx plus I into e power ax by a square plus b square, and the imaginary part I will be getting is a sin bx and minus b cos bx plus c. Even c, if you can write, it can have real part and imaginary part, so it is not that important about c. What is important is this part is the real part, which is integral of this. This part is imaginary part, which is integral of this. So we can get the two formulas. One is e power ax cos bx dx is equal to e power ax by a square plus b square. Then this constant a into this, which is a cos bx plus b sin bx plus c. And integral e power ax sin bx dx will be e power ax by a square plus b square. This product is a sin bx minus b cos bx plus c. So these two formulas usually they can be derived by using
Right
integration
side of
by
the board
parts.
with answer.
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. These two can be derived by integration by parts by applying twice, but both of them together I derived like this. Okay. It is here only. Okay. If somebody is not able to see the part, you can understand from here what it is. I thought in this passage we have to use these formulas 2-3 times. That's why. Okay. Sometimes in MSET and all, people teach them as formulas and they ask you to do it. But it is not that mains and advanced exam. This question is you have to know so many times that you, when it is required, will derive it. But in this passage, I'll be using 4-5 times, so I thought let me derive it. And at least you will know that there's a formula and there's an alternative way to derive it. Those are in online, you're able to see the board. Even if you're not able to see a little bit, you're able to manage what is that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to erase. Is it okay? Anybody needs more time? Those who missed some part of the second year classes in the beginning or in the middle for whatever reason, okay, you have to plan to revise and complete all those things at most in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, by December end only you have to, because after that revision it will be very hectic. Okay, each first year topic and second year topics, every chapter will get 2-3 days only. You have to revise the theory and do some questions, get a feel of that and all. It will be in a rush. Okay, you will not have time again. So this is your last opportunity. Okay. Again, you may get little bit time for board exams. At that time, obviously, you have to study second year, but we don't know how much time you have at that time and what will be the portion and all. At least in my track, somebody missed circles or parabola. I said recorded classes are available. You can use them. Okay, maybe I did not discuss the questions in that recording, but the theory is discussed. And those people can use this Monday and Thursday when I'm clarifying doubts. They can come and ask the circles. I listen to the classes and write the questions. These questions I had doubt or something like that. You are sitting free. Okay, so yesterday I think we ended up with this somewhere f double dash x plus f dash x is equal to. Okay, in the notes, did you see what is there? F double dash x I wrote or d square by dx square? Okay, what is there? Minus 2. Minus 2. Between these two, what it is? Product. Product. Minus 2 times.
Sir, minus 2 into e power x minus e power minus x into sin x.
E power x plus e power minus x. Okay, let me see.
E power x minus e power minus x.
Okay, e power x sin x into e power x minus e power minus x. Okay, let me copy it. No, no, this e power x is not there. So it is not e power x. Minus 2 sine x into e power x minus e power minus x. There is no e power x. Okay, is this right? What I wrote? Correct, no? Okay. So minus 2, this is e power x sine x. This is plus 2 e power minus x sine x. Okay. Now let us integrate it. Okay, you can just say integrate. I don't want to write integrate symbol. Just integrate. I can say integral of f double dash x is f dash x. Integral of f dash x is f of x. And just now we got formulas for this. E power ax sin bx. A is 1 and b is 1. So it will be e power x by 1 square plus 1 square. Into a sin x, which is 1 into sin x minus b cos x. B is 1, which is 1 into cos x. For this part, the integral is 2 into e power minus x by a square plus b square is 1 square plus 1 square into a sin x minus 1 into sin x minus b cos x, and b is 1 into cos x. Okay. So I don't want to apply by parts twice and derive this formula. Already I derived it. I'm just using it. E power ax sin bx is e power x by a square plus b square into a sin bx minus b cos bx. Okay. So this after all dy by dx. This is y. And here this 2 and this 2 will cancel. This one minus goes inside. It is e power x into cos x minus sin x. This 2 will cancel. Minus e power x into sin x plus cos x. Or minus x. Okay, so that is first question. Plus c, of course. Plus c is also there. How to know c? You put x equal to 0. When you put x equal to 0, f of 0, I think yesterday we said f of 0 is minus 2, right? And f dash 0 is? F of 0 is plus 2.
F of 0 is 2, sir.
And f dash 0? Minus 2. So this is minus 2, this is plus 2. Here when I put x equal to 0, it is 1 into 1, this is 1 into 1 plus c. This is 0, this is 0, so c is 0. So this is not required. So that will be the answer, you can see. Now we want to integrate further. Okay, in differential equation, this belongs to which model to integrate? Dy by dx plus y equal to all this. There is no c, c is 0 now. It belongs to which? Is it variable separable?
dy by dx plus py equal to.
Yeah, linear equation. Dy by dx plus py equal to q. Or standard method is integration factor and all that. So what is the integration factor? E power integral y coefficient is 1 dx, which is e power x. And your answer will be y into integration factor equal to integral q into integration factor into dx. So that is y into the integration factor is e power x. And integral, I have to multiply this with e power x. So that will become e power 2x into cos x minus sin x. Here when I multiply the e power x will be gone. I will get sin x plus cos x dx. You cannot see down here. Look at it. Okay, when we finish that integration and send e power x that side, we will know what is that y. That is the third part of it. Okay, please copy up to here, and if any doubt, please ask. Okay, we're not yet finished because we have to do integration here, right? So y into e power x, this is if I split it, e power 2x cos x dx minus e power 2x sin x dx. This is simple. Minus sin x integral is cos x minus cos x integral is minus sin x plus some c, some other constant. Okay, y into e power x. For this e power x cos px formula, e power 2x by 2 square plus 1 square into a cos x, 2 cos x plus b sin x is 1 into sin x. For this e power minus 2x by 2 square plus 1 square, a sin x, which is 2 sin x, minus b cos x, which is 1 into cos x, plus cos x minus sin x plus c. Okay. To know c, I can find c later also, not a big issue. I want to multiply the e power minus x, so that this will become e power x, this will become e power x. I'll get e power x by 5. Here 2 cos x and here this, so together it is 3 cos x. This is sin x and this minus 2 sin x, so minus sin x. Plus, because e power x I brought here, it will become e power minus x into cos x minus sin x plus c e power minus x. To find c, we should know what is f of 0. So, when you put x equal to 0, what is f of 0? Minus 2 plus 2, plus 2. And here this is 1 by 5, this is 3. 1 by 5 into 3. And this is 1, this is plus 1. This is plus c when I put x equal to 0. That is coming 8 by 5, 2 minus 8 by 5 is minus plus 2 by 5. Can put 2 by 5 back, so that should be the answer. E power x by 5 into 3 cos x minus sin x plus e power minus 5x into cos x minus sin x plus 2 by 5 e power minus. A or C or something. Okay. So we solved the differential equation, but first of all, we have to integrate it twice. And every time we have to differentiate twice in the beginning, form a differential equation, and then we also integrate it twice to solve the differential equation, and to find the constants, we have to know some values. Okay, this is the third question part. So it is done here, and simply substitute this C here. That's it. Okay, we'll discuss next passage. So we'll try to complete all the passages possible, passages possible, then more matchings and all that. Tomorrow we may not have maths counseling, my part, because for juniors, today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow in the section that I'm teaching, okay, we called 1/3 of the students today. They have to bring all their class notes from the beginning of this year, whatever they wrote, and we'll be personally taking the class notes. Okay. So today some 20 students, tomorrow 20 students, and maybe after some days they may keep for you also. Actually, it was late for you. Would have kept earlier. Somehow I did not thought about it. I would have asked everyday submit also. But also, what is everyday 3-4 pages only? Now you can take pictures and send it. These two. Correct. But to be frank, those people, unless we tell they will not write notes properly, we have to check them and all. Those people will not get anything. Okay. You have to feel inspired on your own about the academics, and then you have to just do it. Okay. Those people you have to run after them and carry them. It's very difficult to get any good rank. All right, I'm going to erase this. Okay, that's it. Passage 1 is done, and let us see what is this passage 2. I think I should be a little mindful about what is visible on the board. All right. So passes to a curve with a negative slope through 0, 1 lies in the first quadrant. The tangent any point P on it meets x-axis in Q such that every time PQ is 1. Okay. Okay, the question is somehow there is a curve like this. We don't know how it is exact shape. What they are saying is you take any point anywhere and draw tangent to the curve. This is P and this is Q. Or when P is here, draw tangent, this is Q. Depends on the curve, the PQ can have different lengths, whatever it is. But for this curve is so special that this length is 1 unit. This is also 1 unit. When you take P here and find the tangent, that is also 1 unit. Basically, the length of the tangent is 1 unit. In first year, tangents are normal. This is a definition of length of tangent, right? You take any point, draw tangent wherever it meets the x-axis. The distance between the point of contact and where it intersects x-axis, that is called length of tangent. If you draw the normal, if you take a curve, and this is x-axis, and this is the normal, this is P, this is T, this is N. This is called length of tangent. This is called length of normal. If you find this is length of subtangent, and this is length of subnormal, right? So instead of telling all these words, you have to just tell, or there is a curve where at every point the length of the tangent is 1 unit. Okay, that was the question. Tangent any point meets x-axis. Okay, that's it. Now they're asking about what is the slope of tangent at y equal to 1/2, the area bounded by curve and the axis that in first quadrant, and the orthogonal trajectory of that curve is what it is. Okay, let us try. Okay, so if you know the formula for length of tangent, is easier. Okay, if you don't know, we'll derive it. Doesn't take much time. If you take a curve and this is P and this is Q, if this point is x comma y, this height is y coordinate, we know that, and this is tan theta slope. All right. They did not tell whether Q is coming on this side or this side, so there can be a mod also I can take. They said it is first quadrant, but still, okay, it's fine, not a big issue. Okay, if I take like this, and if this is theta, this is tan 180 minus theta. Okay, tan 180 minus theta is dy by dx. Or this is theta means this is 180 minus theta, which is dy by dx. So minus tan theta is dy by dx. Okay, leave it that. What about this? We want this length. So I'm supposed to take opposite and this cosecant I should take. Okay. So if I take cosecant theta, I will get y by pq. Opposite is y, this is pq. But here pq is given as 1 already. Okay. If cosecant theta is 1, I can square it. Cosecant square theta is y square. Cosecant square I can write 1 plus cot square theta is y square. But in general, I think the formula you have is y dy by dx by root over 1 plus dy by dx whole square. This is a formula for length of tangent. Am I right? Okay. That came from this only. You write cosecant as 1 by cot. Sorry. Cosecant you write root over 1 plus cot square, and cot you write 1 by tan, and the substitute tan as dy by dx. You got that formula right there. That's how you'll get equivalent and equated one. But anyway, right now let us see. So I'll get cot square theta is y square minus 1. So tan square theta is 1 by y square minus 1, and tan square theta is d square y by dx square. Okay. Or without all that, I think this is 1 and this is y. Let us not write this much. I'll write very simply. This is y, this is 1. So this length should be root over 1 minus y square. Very simple. And let me take this is theta and this is 180 minus theta. It is more easy now to manage. Okay, from the figure, okay, right here I'll write it. What is tan theta from the figure? Y by root 1 minus y square minus y by root over 1 minus y square. So this is a differential equation I got now. So this curve should satisfy this differential equation that dy by dx is minus y by root over 1 minus y square. Okay. So there is a curve whose length of tangent is always 1. You want to know what is the curve. They want what is slope of tangent when y is 1 by 2. That is directly from here you can tell y is, okay. You don't need that also. Right from the figure you can tell this is 1, this is 1 by 2. Then what is this length? Root 3 by 2. If this is 1, this is root 3 by 2. What is the slope of this line? Minus 2 by root 3, isn't it? No. 1 by 2 minus 1 by root 3. That's it. From the figure you can tell. Imagine a right angle triangle here. This is 1, this is 1 by 2, this is root 3 by 2. So what is this angle? Root 30 degrees. Right? Okay. Then the other angle will be 150. If you want slope, it will be minus 1 by root 3. So just from the figure you can tell you don't need anything much. Okay. Or from here, which implies slope is equal to minus 1 by root 3, or from this figure also you can tell, whichever way you want. The first one is very easy. Now the second one, the area bounded by the curve and axis. So I have to find this total area. For that I have to know the curve, right? Okay. And orthogonal trajectory also they want. Okay. So for finding area, how to find the curve from here? How to solve this differential equation? Is it integration factor or variable separable or homogeneous? Which one it is?
Variable separable.
Variable separable. All the y you can bring one side. Root over 1 minus y square by y dy is equal to minus dx. Anybody want to give an idea how to integrate this? Integral root 1 minus y square by y dy. Multiply with root 1 minus y square in the numerator and denominator. You can take y as sin theta also. You can do. If you take y equal to sin theta, this will be cos, this will be sin cot, and sin theta derivative is cos. You will get cos square by sin. You can manage, or multiply with root 1 minus y square, root 1 minus y square. Then root will go. We'll get 1 minus y square by y root 1 minus y square. You can take this by this separately, and try to integrate also. Because this is a little difficult question. Writing the initial part is easy. Both orthogonal trajectory and finding the curve is going to be little lengthy will come. Let us see. When you split it, it is 1 by y root 1 minus y square. Minus when you cancel y, it is y by root 1 minus y square dy equal to integral minus dx. Now, how to integrate? For this is easy because for this is a derivative. 1 minus y square derivative. Anybody want to give an idea how to integrate this? In IP, of course, there's a standard method. Whenever you have linear into root quadratic, you have to take linear as 1 by t, ax plus b into root over px square plus q. Okay. Right now, I can just take y square outside. Then what would have happened? You'll get y square here. Here you'll get 1 by y square. If you take 1 by y as z, what you have outside is derivative of that. Okay. So I'm going to do that. Take y common. You are going to get 1 by y square into square root of 1 by y whole square minus y by root 1 minus y square dy equal to minus dx. Okay, right up to here, then we'll continue. All right. To some extent, I'm going to erase on the top. Okay. So the second part integral is easy because 1 minus y square derivative is minus 2y. So it is half root 1 minus I. I think if I multiply 2 here, everything is adjusted. So root 1 minus y square directly. The integral of this is root 1 minus y square. What about the integral of this? I will take 1 by y as z. This will become dz. Root z square minus 1. 1 by root x square minus 1. What is the integral? Integral 1 by root x square minus 1. If you have one more x here, it is secant inverse x. X root x. Only root x square minus 1. In terms of hyperbolic, you have, right? Or log x plus root over x square minus 1. Okay. So maybe I should write some step, otherwise people will not understand. I will take this as t, this will become minus dt. Integral minus dt by root over t square minus 1, where t is equal to 1 by y. Okay, here minus x plus c. I integrated it. Okay, now what is the integral of this is log t plus root t square minus with a minus plus root over 1 minus y square equal to minus x plus c. T is 1 by y. So minus log, I can put 1 by y. This also and simplify it like 1 plus root over 1 minus y square by y plus root over 1 minus y square equal to minus x plus c. Okay, how to find c? It should pass through 0 comma 1. When x is 0, y is 1. When I put y equal to 1, that is when you put 0 comma 1, basically this is 0 because log 1 and this is 0 and this is 0. So c is 0. Okay, by substituting 1, we got that. Okay, by substituting 0 comma 1, we got constant is 0. Okay, at least we got the curve, but not y in terms of x, we got x in terms of y as root 1 minus y square minus log of 1 plus root 1 minus y square by y. Okay, now, okay, this was not easy, quite difficult. And we might have given this question in another way, I'm sure, somewhere in the beginning. Or I might have removed it. It's okay. Okay, now the thing is finding area under that. Okay. When y is becoming 0, this is tending to infinity. When y is becoming 0, this is 1. And this is becoming infinity with a minus infinity. Okay. Y coordinate can be anything between 0 to 1. But the more you are close to 0, this is becoming 2 by 0, which is infinity. So minus infinity. But y x is coming negative, I should get x positive. This is, I cancel this minus. So this should be minus, this should be plus. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you want to, okay, please understand that here when limit y tends to 0, x is equal to infinity. When is y is tending to 0 plus x is reaching infinity. That's why trying to touch x axis. We want to find this area. Okay. If you want to do integral y dx, we cannot do it because we don't know what is y in terms of x. So obviously, we have to do integral x dy. Okay. X dy means your y values are changing from 0 to y. So this area, if we want, integral 0 to 1, this whole thing, log 1 plus root 1 minus y square by y minus root 1 minus y square dy. Okay, integration itself is going to be a little difficult because of the log thing here. We might apply by parts. So log of 1 plus root over 1 minus y square minus log y minus root 1 minus y square dy. In fact, finding orthogonal trajectory would have been more easier, but it's okay. We will do later. Okay, so how to integrate this? I don't have any way, so you have to take into 1 and apply by parts. So y log 1 plus root 1 minus y square minus integral 0 to 1. These limits are 0 to 1. Y into derivative of this is 1 by this, and derivative of this is 1 by 2 root and then minus 2. So I have to write all that. 1 by root, do you have place? I don't have place. I'll write little on the top later. Okay, so up to here we found the curve and we understood figure is somewhat like this. It is 0 comma 1. Okay, now we want area under the curve. We are not able to integral y dx, so we're doing integral x dy. And y limits are from 0 to 1. Okay. To see how to integrate this, okay, so this integration may be a little complicated, but we should do it. This integral will come y into log of 1 plus root over 1 minus y square with the limit 0 to 1 minus integral y into the derivative of this is 1 by y plus what 1 by 1 plus 1 minus y square into derivative of this inner part is 1 by 2 root 1 minus y square into derivative of that inner part is minus 2y. Regarding logwise integral, again we'll write into 1 and you will get minus y log y with 0 to 1 plus integral y will continue, derivative of log y is 1 by y. And root 1 minus y square, what is the integral? Root over 1 minus x square. Anybody? Integral root 1 minus x square or a square minus x square. X by 2 root a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse x by a, right? So like that this integral is, and I have to put 0 to 1 here, minus the integration is over here, it should be y by 2 root over 1 minus y square plus 1 by 2 sine inverse y by 1, x by 2 root over a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse x by a with 0 to 1. Okay, so mostly we complete integral except here and here. Here when I put 1, this is 1 plus 0, log 1, that is 0. When I put 0, this may be log 2, but this is 0, so it is 0. And coming to this, I may have to rationalize the denominator required. This is 2 and 2 here, plus integral y square by, better to rationalize this, so I'll directly write that step, root 1 minus y square down. After rationalizing this, I'll get 1 minus root 1 minus y square by y square down. Okay. In fact, the numerator y square can be actually written minus 1 plus 1. It's okay. I rationalize this. I don't have enough space to write that. After rationalization, this became like this. Now we can see y square got cancelled. Take this by this separate. Here when you put 1, log 1 is 0. And here when you put 0, when you put 0, what will happen to this answer? When you put 1, it is 0. But when you put 0, this is 0, but this is infinity tending to. So what to do at that time is you have to write limit. You have to write limit extends to 0 plus y log y. Whenever after integration is over, you are substituting upper limit, lower limit. If they are not defined, you have to find the limits there. This is y and y cancel. Integral is y with limit 0 to 1. This part, when I put 1, this is 0. When I put 0, this is 0 gone. That part will be minus when I put 1 off into pi by 2. And when I put 0, it is 0. Okay, so this is 0 gone, and here limits are 0 to 1. 1 by root 1 minus y square. Integral is sine inverse y. This by this is 1. Integral is y. With the limits 0 to 1. Plus limit y tends to 0, not x tends to. You know, you have to suppose to write this as, if it x actually y equal to 1 by t, it will become log t by t, and t will be tending to infinity, minus log t by t. You know, for very large numbers, log t is very small compared to t, so that limit is 0. Okay, that is also 0 minus 0 again, that is minus. This is 1 minus 0, this is minus pi by 4. So when I put 1, sine inverse 1 is pi by 2 minus 1. When I put 0, everything is 0, plus 1 minus pi by 4. Minus 1 plus 1 cancel, pi by 2 minus pi by 4 is pi by 4. So finally, area under that curve is pi by 4. But there are two things that we have done. First of all, we got a differential equation based on length of tangent. We have solved it, we got the curve, and then we have to integrate the curve to find the area under the curve. Which is okay. The integration part became a little difficult. See, some of these questions may not teach you any new concept, okay? But you have to learn to manage when the questions get tough. We should have patience to do it. And nothing new concept now. Everything we are doing, either which differential equation you have to see. The length of tangent formula you should know in the beginning. And then you should know how to solve that differential equation based on variable separable. Then the integration part carefully. Maybe here finding orthogonal trajectory may be a little easier. We'll see that why. In word problems, it may not be exactly this much stuff, but there will be questions. Length of normal is constant. What is the curve? What is the family of curves? Length of tangent, maybe little. Length of subtangent, subnormal are easier to solve some simple differential equations. Okay, anybody needs more time? Okay, I don't know whether you'll be able to appreciate or understand. I want to tell a different method. I was teaching this from the material, maybe from some years. One particular year, suddenly one idea came. I shared with some teachers. They liked it very much. Okay. Um, some of you might have not done this kind of questions, but if you take in Eredo, IE Eredo physics books are there, right? There are some questions where something like this. Let's say there is a circle. There is a circular disc. I have a thread around it. Okay. It is you started here and ended here. You open the thread. Okay. But always when you open it should be always tight around this coin. Okay. So when you start opening here, when you open a little bit, it will be like this. Up to here it is circle, part of circle, and then it's straight, the opened part. Later on it will be straight like this. When you open this whole semicircle, it will be like this, fully tight. Later on it will be like this, and finally when you open it will be like this. So as you open the thread and do like this, okay, you join, and every time thread is tight, okay, all of them they'll form one curve. All right, okay. So there is a name for that curve. Somebody can ask what is this length, okay, or what is the area that it swept, what is all this area. There are some questions which can be done by integration, but we may not integrate in terms of x and y, we may integrate in terms of r and theta. Okay, because as you rotate with a horizontal line, let us say it is making theta, okay, or with vertical line it is making theta. Okay, as theta increases, this r is also increasing. Okay, so you have to find this length, this perimeter of this new curve. Is that we will assume this is r and open little bit, that is also r, and this is small d theta. According to the sector formula, this will be r into d theta. And that r can be known as a function of time, a function of theta very easily, because if you open up theta, this is exactly r theta, because this sector only opened it, right? Okay. So as theta increases, this radius is also increasing, which is r theta. Okay. So this r is not actually r, it is r theta and then d theta. Then initially your theta is 0 and finally it is 2 pi. So if you integrate from 0 to 2 pi, this r theta d theta, we are adding this small pieces lengths. Okay, that will cover you. That will give you the answer of that. Okay, theta integral is theta square by 2, and the substitute it will be 4 pi square, 2 pi square r or something like that will come. 2 pi square r or something, that length. Even if somebody wants this area, that is all these areas put together, okay, then each sector area is half r square theta. So based on that, half radius itself is r theta whole square d theta, and integrate from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, you'll get one. What is that area that you covered, right? Okay, something like that. Anyway, there were questions few in the beginning of the physics in first year. Okay, little integration involved. Okay. Maybe earlier looking at those questions or something, I got this idea for this question. The coming to this back example here, I opened the thread. It was here like this much, then this much, then this much, then this much, and then this much. When you take this curve, when you're finding this area, you actually found this small area here, and then another small area here, and another small area here, here, and here. Like that, you found this sector area, this sector area, this sector area, added all of them. Of course, you're adding so finely, so it will be integration ultimately. Okay, right. Coming to this, here this length of tangent is 1, because this is 0, 1. This itself is tangent. Later on, this length of tangent is also 1. Later on, this length of tangent is 1. This length of tangent is 1. Here also the tangent is horizontal, but every time length of tangent is 1. What I'm going to do, if I want this area, I took this tangent and little next tangent. little next tangent and all. This piece I'll find area separately, this I'll separately, this I'll separately, this. I'll add all these areas. All these bases if I take, and let us take the first piece. This is 1. This is also almost 1 and it has some angle. The next piece also, this length is 1 only, no? Length of tangent. And the next one also almost 1 and some angle. This is also 1 unit, little more than that. So when you put all those pieces, they will exactly come 1/4 circle. Because each of these pieces, every time this length is 1 only. And I took little next piece. It's so fine that it's difficult to, okay. One may say, why it is quarter circle? Why? My initial tangent is vertical. Slowly it rotated, and finally it came to horizontal. So when I keep stacking them, okay, from the initial radius to that final radius, what is the angle rotation? 90 degrees. Okay. So all these pieces, when I arrange, I'll get a quarter circle because from here to here it rotates 90. What is the area of the quarter circle with radius 1? Pi by 4, right? And we got answer pi by 4, done. Right? So we've done all that differential equation solving to get the curve, and then we integrated it to get the area. But if you understand this logic, we're doing just like that, right? Okay, so that was nice. If you want to write, just write some figure and leave it, okay? Because the explanation is good enough. Actually, some teachers asked me to send this. They like the solution to some maths magazines to be published, but there was no time to do all that work. Okay, just draw this figure. That is good enough. There are a lot more questions which are simpler than this, where this concept can be used and some areas can be found. Okay, orthogonal trajectory, the third question. I think our differential equation for the original family is minus y by root 1 minus y square, isn't it? In the beginning of this passage. Yes. So for the given family of curves, okay, dy by dx is minus y by root 1 minus y square. And for orthogonal family, what is the differential equation? Dy by dx will be minus 1 by minus y by root 1 minus y square. This is the original family. This is the orthogonal family's differential equation, which is root 1 minus y square by y. Solve it variable separable. Y dy by root 1 minus y square equal to dx. Integration. For this, nicely, this is a derivative except for that minus 2. So I can multiply 2 here. It will become minus root 1 minus y square is integral. Here it is equal to x plus c. We can write minus c also, not a big issue. Okay, or send minus that side. Okay, let me put a minus here and minus dx here. It doesn't matter. And also multiply the 2. Integral minus 2 here, 2 here, here minus dx. Okay. Now directly this integral is root 1 minus y square. This integral is minus x plus c. When I square it, I will get 1 minus y square is equal to c minus x whole square. Send that side. It is x minus c whole square plus y square equal to 1. Okay, so what did we get? Orthogonal trajectory for this kind of curves whose length of tangent is 1. What does this represent? Circles with center is changing on x-axis, but radius is always 1. Okay, even that, without all this theoretically I can tell. How is that? This is tangent, right? Okay, you take this as a center, this as the radius, and draw a circle. Okay, this line which is tangent is actually radius of this circle, and radius of every circle is normal to the circle, no? Now tell me, this curve and this circle, are they intersecting each other orthogonally? Yes. Okay. Similarly, take this as a center, take 1 unit as a radius, you'll get a circle. Again, this is a center and radius is 1 unit. Okay. Again, it will intersect. Okay. So all the circles with all these as the centers and radius 1 will intersect this one orthogonally. So obviously, differential equation will be a, what do you call it? As a family of circles whose center is on x-axis but radius is always 1, right? This is a differential equation of original family which we got from length of tangent equal to 1. And this is a differential equation of orthogonal family, and we done variable separable and integrated it, which gave us family of circles with the constant radius and physically with centers on x-axis. Okay, that's it completed. You can read passage 3 and think about it. Okay, later on, both room number 5 and 7, whether online or offline, not everybody doesn't have to send, especially those people who came from Career Point when first year they studied there and joined here, or even those who are there in Ascent also. If they miss the beginning classes, okay, especially in 2B, you have to send a message to me in WhatsApp what topics you missed. Okay, that is, you did not attend uh, Zoom classes. Learnpedia, we did not teach anything from 2B, right? Okay, we wrote everything in the Zoom only, right? So what topics they missed in the Zoom, and in that what they covered and what they have not yet covered. Okay, this is what I message. Okay, but those attended all the online classes, they don't have to send me any message. Is it clear? Okay, I'm erasing this whole thing. Okay, passage 3. The curve y equal to f of x passes through the point 0, 1, and another curve passes through the point 0, 1 by 2. The tangents drawn to the curve at the point with equal abscissa intersect on x-axis. Then, what are the different things that we can conclude? Okay. Okay, first thing they mentioned is f of 0 equal to 1. Second thing is g of 0 is 1 by 2. G of 0, which is integral minus infinity to 0 f of t dt is equal to 1 by 2. And the thing basically the says intersect on x-axis. Okay, fine. I have two curves One is tangent to the first curve, one is tangent to the second curve. Take equal abscissa like this. This is one curve and this is another curve. Curve 1 and curve 2. Okay. You take curve 1 and take a particular point. On curve 2 also take a point with whose, sorry, wrote wrong. The abscissa should be same, not different. Okay. So let us say one curve was here and let me draw that. Okay, let us say one curve is like this and one curve is like this. Okay, this is curve 1, this is curve 2. At a particular point on the curve 1, you draw tangent with same x coordinate but different y coordinate. On the curve 2, there is a point there, you draw tangent. These two tangents can meet anywhere, but they should meet on x axis only, like that the curve circle. Okay, now they want what is f dash 0, g of 0, and some limit extends to 0. Maybe they wanted to know the function itself. That is, of course, g dash x is f of x itself. 1 and 2 has to be, answers should be same first of all. Why? They mentioned in the question g of x is integral minus infinity to x f of t dt. If we differentiate, what is g dash x? F of x, right? By fundamental theorem. When you put x equal to 0, g dash 0 is obviously f of 0. If you know first question, you know second question. Okay. But anyway, basically what we can infer from this. Okay, this curve is f I'll take and this curve I'll take g. Okay. So this point is x comma f of x and this is x comma g of x. Basically both tangents should have same x-intercept. What is the x-intercept? First of all, let us make a formula for that. What is the equation of tangent? Y minus y1, which is f of x, is equal to f dash x, the slope of the tangent, into x minus, let me take x1 here, and f of x1. This is x1 and g of x1. Okay, this is y minus f of x1 equal to f dash x1 into x minus x1. Okay. If you want x-intercept of the tangent, you have to put y equal to 0. When you put y equal to 0, bring this down, you will get y equal to 0 implies, bring this down and that x coordinate will come x1 minus f of x1 by f dash x1. Yeah. So at any point on the curve y equal to f of x, you could draw the tangent where it intersects x-axis you see and try to find x-intercept of that. This is a formula. And that should be same for both the curves for same x1 value. So x1 minus f of x1 by f dash x1 should be equal to x1 minus g of x1 by g dash x1 for all x1. Maybe positive values or something depending on the question. For all x1. Okay. Now we have to solve this. So x1 and x1 I can cancel. I can take reciprocal. I'll get f dash x by f of x equal to g dash x by g of x. I can integrate. And integrate, the integral of this is log f of x and the integral of this is log g of x minus or plus log c. Okay, plus log c. Basically from this we can understand f of x must be a multiple of g of x, or g of x must be log, okay, c into g of x. So whenever you want this kind of thing to happen, this curve should be a multiple of this curve, 2 times or 3 times or 5 times, then always this will happen. Okay. For example, you want to take, so let us just an example. You take x square curve and some 5x square curve. Take 2 points and draw tangents. You will definitely find the point of intersection of the tangents will lie on x-axis. Okay. For the matter, if you take here 2 comma 4 and 2 comma 20, what is the equation of the, what is the slope of the tangent here? 2x4, here 10x20. Okay. And the equation of tangent here is y minus 4. You cannot see, some people cannot see here. Okay. Y minus 4 is equal to 4 into x minus 2. And the equation of tangent here is y minus 20 is equal to 20 into x minus 2. If you want to find x-intercept, you'll put y equal to 0. When you put y equal to 0, 4 and 4 will cancel, 20, 20 will cancel, both will give you 3. Or both will give you 1, something like that. Yeah. Okay. So initially we don't know about it, but now we are able to at least understand. For this to happen, one curve should be directly a multiple of another curve. That's what we got. But what is that constant? How to know? They gave f of 0 and g of 0. From that you can know that constant. Okay. So after this, I'll continue here. Yes.
One second can explain, sir.
Okay. The question is, first of all, there are two curves. There are two curves. You draw any vertical line, or another way of saying is take 2 points having same x coordinate. And for the first curve, you draw tangent at that point. For the second curve, you draw tangent at that point. The two tangents, they can meet anywhere, but we want them to intersect on x-axis only. For that to happen, what is the relationship between these two curves? We want to identify that first. Okay, so this part, don't worry. Up to here, don't worry. We'll use it later. This is all based on the data. Okay? Y minus, what is the y coordinate of this point? F of x1. What is the slope of the tangent? F dash x1. Okay, y minus y1 equal to dy by dx into x minus x1. That is the equation of the tangent. You know slope of the tangent, you know point. How will you find x-intercept? Put y equal to 0. When you put y equal to 0, bring this down and bring this x1 here. This is what you got. So for this curve at x1 comma f of x1, when you draw the tangent, the x-intercept of the tangent is this. Similarly, for this curve at x1, if you draw tangent, what is the x-intercept? Everything is same. Wherever f is there, you write g. But these two must be equal for all x values. That's what they said in the question. So I cancelled x, and then I reversed this. Then I integrated it, and when I cancelled log, I got this relation. I proved that for to happen that every time that they should intersect on x-axis like this, one curve should be multiple of another curve. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how to find that c value? They gave in that question f of 0 is 1, g of 0 is 1 by 2. Put it. F of 0 is 1, g of 0 is 1 by 2 means c should be 2. Okay. So f of 0 equal to c into g of 0. That is 1 equal to c into 1 by 2, which is gives you c equal to 2. So when you put back, you will get f of x is equal to 2 times g of x. So they wanted f dash 0. Okay, normally we cannot tell what is f and g. Okay, because as you keep changing f of x, g will be off of that. Okay, but here they gave g of x is integral of f of x. That's why we're able to find. So I'm going to differentiate on both sides. F dash x is equal to 2 times g dash x, and I know what is g dash x. G dash is x is f of x. So f dash x is 2 f of x. Bring this f of x down and integrate it. Okay. Anyway, you write up to here, then I'll continue from there. Okay, some part I can erase now. Okay, now I'm continuing from there. F dash x by f of x is equal to 2. If we integrate now, we will get log f of x is equal to 2x plus c. So f of x is equal to e power 2x and e power c, you can write some k. How to know that k? We know f of 0 is 1. Okay, f of 0 equal to 1, so k is also 1. So basically you got f of x is e power 2. I think now we can do everything. And if you want to know g of 0 only, minus infinity, okay. So f dash 0, they want first question. First question is f dash x is 2 e power 2x. So f dash 0 is 2. Then they want g of 0. G of 0 means integral minus infinity to 0 f of t dt, which is minus infinity to 0 e power 2t dt. E power 2t integral is e power 2t by 2 with the minus infinity to 0. When you put 0, you'll get 1 by 2. When you put infinity, this limit is 0. You'll get 0 by 2, which is 1 by 2. You don't have to do this much. You also know g of 0, you already know now. Why did I find? They gave in the question, so I'm not. They gave in the question only g of 0, so why should I find? Okay, so it's meaning this. Okay, we don't, even though we got it, but in the question only directly it is there, g of 0 is 1 by 2. And we even used it. Okay, so even that is right, not required. G of 0 is 1 by 2 given in the question only. And the third one, it is just a limit. Limit extends to 0. F square of x minus 1 by x, which is the limit extends to 0. E power 2x whole square, which is e power 4x minus 1 by x. First here limits, you know, e power x minus 1 by x limit is 1. So for that you need a 4 here, 4 here. So answer will be 1 into 4, which will be 4. Oh, there are total 5 questions. I did not see that. I was looking 3. Okay. Fourth question. The area bounded by the x-axis, the tangent, and the normal to the y equal to the point where it meets y-axis. That is 0, 1. Okay, so basically y equal to e power 2x graph is like this, where it meets y-axis 0, 1. There I'm supposed to draw tangent and also normal and x-axis. What is that area? Okay, this whole area they want. This point is 0, 1 and slope of the tangent f dash 0 is 2. So the slope is 2. What the equation of the tangent will be? Y is y minus 1 equal to 2 into x minus 0. And what is the equation of the normal? Equation of normal slope is y minus 1 equal to minus half into x minus 0. So when you try to find x-intercept, put y equal to 0, I'll get minus half. So this point is minus half comma 0 for the tangent. For the normal, when you put x-intercept means y equal to 0, 2, actually this is coming 2 comma 0. Okay, so basically it's a simple triangle. You can do half into base into height. This base is 5 by 2. So when you draw, it is a right angle triangle. This point is 0, 1. This point is 2 comma 0. This point is minus half comma 0. This is pi by 2. This length is 1. So area is half into 5 by 2 into 1, which is pi by 4. Otherwise, you know all the three vertices also, you can find the area. Not a big deal about the 5 by 4. Now the area bound with the curve y equal to f of x and y equal to x between the ordinates 0 and 1. Okay. Y equal to x is completely below it always between 0 to 1. So the fifth question, e power 2x is there and y equal to x is there between 0 to 1. They want this area. So that will be simply integral 0 to 1 e power 2x minus x dx. That's it. Just routine question. E power 2x minus x square by 2 with 0 to 1. When I put 1, it is e square minus 1 by 2. When I put 0, it is minus another 1 by 2. Okay. It will come e square minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, which is e square minus 2 by 2 or e square by 2 minus 1, whichever it is. Okay, the fourth question is they wanted between tangent, normal and x-axis. I've done the same figure there and after the base. Okay, so please try to read the question and see what we have done. If you have not understood any part of it, please let me know, I'll explain.
Sir, 4 and 5 once explain again, sir.
4 and 5, the curve is y equal to e power 2x. Where it ever intersects y-axis, that is 0, comma 1, you draw tangent there, normal there, and x-axis, they are forming a triangle. What is the area of the triangle? Okay, we know slope of tangent is 2 because the curve is e power 2x. Derivative of e power 2x or f dash 0, we know. Derivative is 2. Slope of tangent is no, point, you can find equation of tangent. Similarly, equation of normal, slope of tangent is 2, slope of normal is minus 1 by 2. And you know the point. So we found the intercept. What is the x-intercept of this? Put y equal to 0, we got minus half. In the normal, put y equal to 0, you get 2 comma 0. So you know all the three corners of the required triangle. From that you can find area. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Fifth one is simple. They wanted the two curves. One is e power 2x. One is y equal to x. Between 0 and 1, what is the area? Upper curve minus lower curve between 0 to 1. That's it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, anybody still doubt you ask? Otherwise, just try the passage 4, read and try. Especially those who miss the classes, whatever topics it is. Just read the theory in the IP textbook and go through solved examples, and at least IP part you should complete first. Okay. After that, if time is there, you can do mains or advanced material, but IP part you can try to complete first. Maybe some topics you are completely absent. If required, I'll take some classes or something, depending on the messages that people send to me. Okay, I'm going to erase. Does everybody completed this passage fully? Fourth and fifth question also. And online also?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, passes 4. What is this? Let f of x be a function defined on closed interval 0 to 1 such that f of 1 is 0 and for any a belongs to 0 to 1. Okay, b is a constant but a is variable and for every a it is true. Okay, I think we can differentiate on both sides. Integral 0 to a f of x dx minus a to 1 f of x dx is equal to 2 f of x plus 3a plus b. And this is true for all values of a. Okay, I don't know whether this is f of x or f of a because what is x is not mentioned here. If it is just an x, it is a constant, not a big issue. Or they wanted to give f of a. I have to verify on that. Okay, so there are two possibilities here. If it is x, whether x is variable or not, we don't know because they're telling it is true for all a belongs to R and b is some constant. So when I differentiate it, but when I differentiate this, what will happen? If they would have given f of a, at least I would have defined. Okay, so now don't think a is a constant, a is a variable. So you can differentiate with respect to a. If somebody is not comfortable with a, I can change the question like this. 0 to x, wherever a is there, I'm going to write x. Wherever x is there, I'm going to write t. So f of t dt minus x to 1 f of t dt. Okay. Equal to 2 f of t plus 3x plus b. And this is true for all x belongs to R. They would have given like that, which is more simple. But it's okay. But whether this t is a constant or not, that's an issue, or is it an x by mistake? Anyway, when I differentiate this, I think it is here itself, it should be a, I'm thinking. And here I should take x. So let me try with this. It doesn't work out, then we'll go for that. When I differentiate this, okay, with respect to x, this is directly integration will go in the place of this x will come. And this 0 minus f of x will come. This is 2f dash x will come. Derivative of this is 3. That is 2f of x is equal to 2f dash x plus 3. Yeah, it has to be, otherwise the derivative will be 0 and we don't. Okay, we can solve this differential equation even by variable separable also or without that integration factor also. They're asking what is b because they mentioned f of 1 is 0. If I directly put 1 and a can be anything, okay, I can put a itself is 1, let us say. It will be 0 to 1, that will be 1 to 1, 0. I have to know that. Okay, let us see this. This is f dash x minus f of x equal to minus 3. I don't have to do integration factor. I can do actually variable separable here because bring 3 here and down you can bring it. Purple I want to do by integration factor where f of x into integration factor e power minus x equal integral minus 3 into e power minus x dx. Okay. So f of x into e power minus x is equal to, this integral is 3 e power minus x plus c. It is not 3 by 2, sorry. This is 3 by 2, this is 3 by 2, this is 3 by 2. So if I send e that e power x that side, I will get 3 by 2 plus c e power x. F of x is equal to 3 by 2 plus c into e power x. To know that constant, they gave f of 1 is 0. Okay, f of 1 equal to 0, does it give anything good? 0 is equal to 3 by 2 plus ce. So your constant will be minus 3 by 2e. So when I put it, my f of x will be 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2e into e power x. So why are they asking B? Should I have to substitute it back and really solve it, or what is 0 to 1 f of x dx? Okay, I changed the question slightly. This x I changed it as a, and then wherever a is there, I wrote x. Wherever x is there, I wrote t. Both are the same meaning. The function that we get when you substitute back, it should satisfy. Okay, we'll verify that on that. Okay, please copy up to here, even though I changed the question. Actually, I know I can, to find b, I can do that. I can put x equal to 1. This interval will be gone. 0 to 1 will give me directly the b value. So maybe I can find that. It will be easier. Let us do that. Okay. Substitute x equal to 1 here. It will become 0 to 1 f of t dt. This will be 0. And the right side will be 2 f of 1. But I don't know f of 1. I know f of 1. What is that? Plus 3 plus b. Okay, f of t is this. When integrate, I'll get 3t by 2 minus 3 by 2e. E power x integral is e power x1. So that is e power t with the limits 0 to 1. F of 1 is 3 by 2. F of 1 is 0. 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2. F of 1 is 0. Right in the question, they gave f of 1 is 0. That is easier. Plus 3 plus b. What is this giving me? When I put 1, it is 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2. When I put 0, it is 0 minus 3 by 2e is equal to 3 plus b. This is 0 gone. This is this. When I bring this side, I am getting b equal to 3 by 2e minus 3. Is this there? One of the option? Yes, it is there. Is it correct? Only. Yes. Then the length of subtangent at 1 by 2. What is the formula for length of subtangent? Anybody? Is it y into dy by dx or y by dy by dx? y by dy by dx. Okay. Even if you want to derive, it doesn't take much time. Let us say this is a tangent, this is p, this is t, this is I want, this is y, this is theta. I want this. So y by subtangent is tan theta divided by dx. So y by dy by dx, right? Yeah. Okay, so I want subtangent at x equal to 1 by 2. So subtangent is y by dy by dx. That is basically f of 1 by 2 by f dash 1 by 2 because they want subtangent at that. So when you directly put 1 by 2 here, it is 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2e into e power 1 by 2, which is root e. When you find f dash 1 by 2, when I differentiate this, this derivative is 0. This derivative will come minus 3 by 2e into e power x, which is e power 1 by 2.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, can you explain how you got f of x minus f dash x minus f of x equals to minus 3 by 2? After that, how did you get e power minus x, sir?
Oh, e power minus x integral is e power minus x, including the minus.
No, sir. How did you get f of x into e power minus x equals to integral minus 3 by 2 into e power minus x dx?
For this, I used integration factor. I said this is a very simple differential equation. I can do variable separable, but from here to here, I done integration factor. Integration factor is e power integral minus 1 dx because the p is minus 1 and the q is this minus 3 by 2, which is e power minus x. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. You can do by variable separable because send f that said divide it, but purpose I've done like this. Okay, coming to this, 3 by 2 can be cancelled. This is by root e. So first of all, when I cancel 3 by 2, it is 1 minus 1 by root e. Here it will be minus 1 by root e. So when I take this up and multiply minus root e plus 1. So I'm getting 1 minus root e. That's not there. Root e minus 1. Of course, there's a mod for the length of subtangent. There's a mod. And this is negative. To make it positive, it is root e minus 1 minus root e is negative. And 0 to 1 f of x dx. Okay, even the time is up, just will complete. Try to leave that one small thing there. Okay, so 0 to 1 f of x dx. When I integrate this, 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2 x, integral of 3 by 2 x minus 3 by 2 e power x integral is e power x with 0 to 1. When I put 1, it is 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2. When I put 0, it is 0 minus 3 by 2e. This will cancel plus 3 by 2e. Yeah, so these are the three questions that are there. First one and second one and the third one. Okay, so that should be the f of, in the question, the right RHS should be f of a only, not f of x. Basically, the correction. Okay, so we're not done anything great. We just differentiated. We got a differential equation which is not very difficult, variable separable. We solved it. Okay, so today I could not clarify your doubts in that from IP8. What is that exercise 8? E, yeah? Okay. So tomorrow I'll clarify that doubts. All right. Okay. So I'll be there for a few minutes. If somebody has doubt, you can go to copy or to ask doubt. Otherwise, you can leave. Even those are offline also. If you completed, you can leave. Okay. Thank you. Yes. 80. Not today. After I discuss doubts only. Before discussing doubts, what is the problem? Okay, please feel free to leave if you completed what is there on the board. Okay, online, anybody wants more time?
Sir.